We continue to follow developing news out of North Columbus tonight. A robbery suspect shot and killed by an officer. Behind me is a live look at where this all played out at the Bob Evans restaurant on Olentangy Road. And take a look at this map here. This is the area where this all happened. It's surrounded by other businesses, and it's just minutes from the OSU campus. And here's the scene, what it looked like this morning here when those shots were fired. Jessie Starkey begins our team coverage tonight. She has new information on why police think the suspect may have known workers inside. Two teenage brothers from Ross County are fighting for their lives tonight after both were seriously hurt in a devastating car crash last week. Tonight, their family is speaking with us about their fight and the support they're getting from the community. Jeff Reddick has a look ahead at his full story for tonight at 11. Thankfully, that young boy made it. At this hour, he's recovering after emergency surgery. The shooting happened just after 1 this afternoon on the south side. On tonight, thousands packing nationwide today, all getting a chance to hit the ice. It was all a part of the Fifth Line 5K. More than 4,000 runners taking part. And we do want to start with breaking news tonight. In about an hour, we're expecting to learn whether or not 2 Miami University students have the coronavirus. The State Department of Health releasing new information from the CDC. We'll have an update for you tonight at 11. In the meantime, travel restrictions are in effect tonight as the coronavirus continues to spread around the world. The restrictions announced Friday come as officials confirm a 9th case right here in the U.S.
I could trust the Bass.
I'll tell you what, Benny the Bass and what is it, Puxatawny Phil? You know, those are the two weather experts nationwide. I will always trust you, but definitely stick around for that story. You'll get a kick out of that. Columbus police naming the officers involved in that fatal shooting of a 15-year-old suspect just this week. That shooting happened Thursday night at an East Side CVS. Investigators say the 15-year-old was armed with a gun and trying to rob the place. A Columbus City Schools bus driver telling us she's quitting her job after a vicious beating. She says she was attacked by a parent just this week. Tonight, she's calling on the district to provide drivers with better protection. A reward is being offered tonight after a fire department in Vinton County says someone stole $20,000 worth of equipment. And more breaking news tonight, this time out of Newark. 2 people have been arrested in connection with a fatal shooting there. Peyton Anderson was found about 4 this morning at an apartment complex. It's some pretty alarming stats from the U.S. Justice Department. The number of police officers nationwide on the way down. Departments across the country and right here in Central Ohio are having a hard time finding quality candidates willing to serve the community. Just this weekend, 2 local departments holding major events aimed at addressing this issue. We're following several big stories tonight, one making an impact across the world. In China, more than 300 killed from the coronavirus. The latest warnings going out tonight. She certainly was not. In fact, she had her attorney contact me yesterday, and just like most investigations that we do, he told me the claims were false. I told him that we would get her side of the story out there today. Here's the thing, though. According to the Federal Trade Commission and the Better Business Bureau, some of the advice that she's giving customers is exactly what they advise you not to do.
If I would have done more research, I wouldn't be in this predicament.
It was just last week LaVonna Abington sent out a warning to potential customers of when all else fails credit repair services.
This just put a whole damper on my life.
She says she was hustled with promises of a new credit identity, forking over nearly $900 to Alicia White, but she says her credit is still far from A1.
When you go out and
White sat down with 6 on your side. She says the credit issue's not her fault. She did her job and blames it on the customer's high credit card usage.
And I have all the evidence here. Through text messages, the credit score, the credit report.
One of her methods, disputing claims on the report.
It's not that we're not saying that we owe the amount. We're just trying to challenge the creditors if they have the complete information to charge us for this account.
However, according to the Federal Trade Commission and the BBB, you should never dispute information in your credit report that you know is accurate.
And if they start making claims that they can erase all the bad credit on your report, then the red flags should go up.
Kip Morse with the BBB says another important thing customers should remember, never piggyback on another person's good credit. Doing so can actually land you in more trouble.
Obviously, they're going to be getting some sort of a fee out of you to accomplish that. And so, yeah, you're partaking in something that's fraudulent.
But it's another tactic used by White. In fact, she used it in Abington's case. She gave us the rundown.
I added her on as an authorized user.
So onto your line,
onto my line. So that gives her the authorization to be a user. She's not actually going out to use this card. She's just reaping the benefits of me paying my card on time every month. And if the card was in use for 3 years, she gets that benefit to have usage for 3 years. So if that credit line has 750 or 6 or better, she's getting that same score.
And you're allowed to do that? Like, give
Yes,
somebody
it's legal.
We did a bit of research on White, a published writer who describes herself as an entrepreneur and motivational speaker. Her business also claims to resolve issues with bankruptcy and tax liens, among other things. But records from Franklin County highlight her own financial issues, including a past bankruptcy filing, a tax lien, and issues in small claims court. Despite it all, White tells us her business is on the up and up, and the current claims against her simply aren't true. Now, tonight, the BBB also stresses that you should never pay in advance for these types of services. As far as getting that customer her money back, White says that is not going to happen. She feels that she did the job that she was supposed to do. However, she tells us that she would be willing to work with her and her family, once again, free of charge, to simply help and smooth all of this over. We're not sure if that will actually happen, though. But again, the word of warning from the BBB tonight: the best way to clean up your credit is with a good debt repayment plan and simply time. Reporting live in studio tonight, Rodney Dunigan, 6 on your side. You know, when I spoke with her by phone last week, she told me to never call her again, so I won't. A former manager who was going to speak on her behalf, well, she canceled out on me last week. But in the last few days, we've been contacted by customers, former workers, even lawyers who have big problems with this place. Tonight, we're learning instead of taking responsibility, the owner says we're the problem.
Why would they take my money knowing that they're closing?
It's a question a number of former Five-Star Salon customers are asking. Kathy Parker spending more than $500 on gift certificates over the holidays, only to learn the Grove City business closed up shop after watching our recent investigation.
My sister even bought gift certificates. So, and nobody knew until I seen it on Channel 6.
Last week, when I spoke by phone to owner Kirsten Bailey, she described those customers who didn't know as stupid and idiots because they hadn't provided contact information. But Parker says that's not the case.
They had my phone number, my name, but they didn't tell me nothing.
In the days following our initial report,
you should have told people.
Customers and former employees detailing numerous issues. One former worker even getting set to file suit. Then there's this, an email sent out by Five-Star accusing tipster Louis Toddhunter of false accusations. Yes, they put his name in the email. Toddhunter alerted us after spending more than $700 and getting no service. The message goes on to say that management at their current location here at Sola Salons is kicking them out because of bad media coverage. What the owner doesn't do is take accountability for how those customers and some former workers were treated, which may have put her in this current situation. The letter does indicate that customers can redeem service, but the clock is ticking. That has to be done by this Saturday, February 1st. Yeah, that's right. Just a few days. Now, following our reports, the business also says they will now be providing full refunds to those who want, but you need to have a receipt and proof of purchase. Now, we've got all that information for you on our website. Just search for this story. And although the owner of this business claims that our reporting is false, customers we spoke with, they certainly don't believe so, and they're happy to be getting their money back. Reporting live in studio tonight, Rodney Dunigan, 6 on your side. But as the saying goes, all that glitters is certainly not gold, and that was the case here. He even got that check in the mail. Believe it or not, though, that was the first red flag. Local model Christopher Hartway has dreams of making it big.
I've been active for about 16 years, indulging in different avenues of the entertainment field because that's something I'm passionate about.
He thought he was one step closer after being offered a spread for an advertiser he met online.
There was a post stating that there is a casting call for models. It doesn't matter about the experience, this and the third. You send them an email and they will get back with you on what they require.
Turns out the new job was a dud.
So there was just a whole lot of inconsistencies.
Hardway started to get suspicious after getting this $2,500 check in the mail. The talent scout pressuring him to cash it. Here's the catch. Most of the money was supposed to be used to pay the photographer and to pay for the studio.
And then they began to ask me to send them some of the check through a Cash App or Zelle. So none of it made sense. None of it added up.
Never give out personal information with somebody that you don't know or that's reached out to you through social media. It's just not a wise decision.
Kip Morse with the BBB tells us this is what's called the check for the photo session scam. The crook sends the advance payments, but you have to wire money back to seal the deal. The victim later discovering the original check they deposited is worthless.
So they're going to be saying things, suggesting things about modeling opportunities and about your looks and about your talents and so forth, and you start to fall into that.
Usually, from my experience, you don't get paid unless you sign a contract or do the work.
Hardway certainly disappointed, but hopeful his story can serve as a warning for others.
What I learned from my experience is if you take your time and watch how people respond to your questions and your statements, you'll see exactly what their intention is.
Certainly good information, and thankfully Hardway says he didn't give up any of his personal banking information, so the scammer does not have that. He, along with the BBB, urging aspiring models to be aware and research any company they plan on doing business with. There are plenty of scammers looking to take advantage of those hoping to make it big. For additional information on those different modeling scams, simply head on over to our website and search for this.